I'm Seth.
And I'm Drew.
And this is
Nerd Meeting the Nerd.
Welcome, everyone, back to Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge on the IGN Top 100 Best Video Games of All Time. I had to pause it because we're about ready to go into a cutscene that I probably will not be able to stop. Look! Oh no! Oh no!
It's a conquistador.
Yes?
We are
Guybrush
wanted in this place. Oh no!
That's right. I'm the man who swashed the ghost pirate LeChuck's buckles.
Who doesn't want to swash a buckle?
Story, but we don't have time for that now. You'd better come with
No.
Come with me so I can
Governor
collect a
Fat
reward
will
on
have a
your
word with you.
bounty.
Oh no!
What, am I under arrest?
If you want to put it that way, sir, yes.
Oh.
He's so muscly,
right.
dude. Why are there so
Go.
many hunks in these games?
I know, dude.
That's
He's
rude.
beefcake.
That was a warning shot, too. You know, if he wanted to, he could have taken his head off.
He could have.
Governor's
man.
mansion.
Okay, this is definitely a Monty Python reference to the meaning of life or the life of Brian. I can't remember. But there's a big fat guy who is at a restaurant. He's like, "Give me a bucket, I'm about to throw up," and he's eating so much that his stomach explodes all over everyone in the restaurant.
Awesome.
There we go. Let's be
Thank you.
let's be
You're always
sarcastic
welcome.
here.
You have an eye for the finer things, Mr. Fleetwood. My tastes run to the expense.
If you can see, there's clearly something on his stomach that we are going to have to get.
Ooh. Is he the
Right.
governor?
He's the governor of Fat Island. And
Nice.
we left you hanging in the
that's
last
right.
episode. So Fat, P-H-A-T, pretty hot and tempting. That is what Fat stands for. So if there's a person out there that you quite fancy, call him Fat. which that is, I forget the name of the movie, but it has Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. Shout out the name in the comments below. But there's this like sort of gorgeous blonde that comes through,
Nothing better
and
way to build an oil
Chris Tucker's
pipeline?
like, "She is
I'll be
fat,"
selling something
and he's
which
like,
I
"What?
believe I shall be
P-H-A-T?
glad
Pretty
to
hot and
hear
tempting."
of. I'm selling you,
And that
Mr.
happened when I was a child,
Fleetwood.
and that was in the trailer that was on
LeChuck's
TV,
dead.
and I
Nice.
remembered that for my entire life.
You didn't kill
That's good.
him
I'm glad that you
quite so
were able to bottle that
thoroughly.
up and utilize it in
I'm finally getting to
episode.
use
Yeah.
nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last
Isn't
time
that
I saw
what
him-
all trivia
Oh, no.
is just
LeChuck's
nonsense?
back.
Dude,
Yeah.
I
What
beg
is
your
he
pardon, did you say
ingesting?
something?
That's a really good question.
it reminds me of, what is that ice cream?
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan,
Just tell
dude.
me
It's
where I can
Neapolitan.
find
I rather think
so
you'll
I-
find you.
I had this.
You see,
I forgot what I was
put a
watching the
sizable
other day, but
bounty on
I had this sort of revelation
A
that I
bounty
plan on
I
using in a
intend
story,
to collect.
probably a short story. Not sure how it's going to come about.
Whatever bounty
Where
LeChuck's
I'm going
offering,
to
I'll double it.
refer to a crime scene as being Neapolitan. What do you think that would mean? Now, obviously, the
Yes,
character
sir,
will explain it.
Governor Fat.
Well, what do you think if
Come on,
if you were at a crime
Hazel.
scene and I said that it has been Neapolitan? What would you assume?
I'll be back.
I would assume that it
Come
means
on.
that like all the evidence has
Don't
been
try to
mixed up.
escape or anything. Walt's
Well, okay.
gonna get a
Okay,
pen.
this is definitely a Pirates of the Caribbean reference right here with the
Okay,
dog
well,
holding the key in his
I'll be back
mouth.
to relieve
Oh,
you
yeah.
at 11.
And ride
that.
specific.
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, okay, yeah, I don't have anything, so I'm gonna seize the bone again for the second time.
Can't reach it.
Okay, then we need to do something here. So it is in reference to
I
the
hope I don't have to sleep.
fluids present at the crime scene.
Mm.
So there would be the red
blood.
fluid, the brown
Poop.
fluid, and we'll just leave the white fluid to the imagination of the folks out there.
Watch me
But I don't know.
flip
Do you
it
think that's
right into my
clever?
pocket. They don't call me the bone.
That is
master,
a clever little turn of phrase.
Yeah, little humor, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, gets the reader thinking. My only memory of Neapolitan ice cream, my grandma used to buy it. Like,
Oh, of course.
it's definitely like an old person thing. Like, why don't
Yes.
do young people buy Neapolitan?
Probably, but only because they know about it through an older family member.
Yeah. Is that like I don't understand the whole Neapolitan thing. Is it like a cost savings thing? It's like, well, instead of buying 3 tubs of ice cream, I'll buy 1 tub of ice cream that has all 3 flavors in it.
Possibly. I also think it's kind of well, if you can't choose, and I mean they all work well together. Okay.
Well, and it was wide enough that you could scoop individual flavors, but my grandma would always go like left to right, so it would like mix the flavors.
Yes.
And I wonder if there's a word for that. My wife used this word the other day, but apparently there's a word for like, and you'll know this, I guarantee it, Drew, where like when you use carrots, it's like carrots, potatoes, and onions. There's like a
Mariquois,
that.
or
Yeah.
Mariquois, or if you change it out, the celery, I think, or the carrots, and it's like the Holy Trinity in Creole cooking.
And it is super good. I wonder if there's an equivalent word for chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry mixed together.
Probably. Okay.
Gotta be.
Open the door. Well,
gotta be.
It's Neapolitan. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
I know. Someone's gonna be like, "You stupid! It's called Neapolitan." Boop-a-doo. Okay. And yes, I am stupid, and that's why we do this show, is to point out how stupid I am mostly. Drew as well. He likes to pretend.
I like to pretend that I'm cool, but really I'm a freaking idiot.
I love the God. The young generation is going to miss this reference right here, but the Dewey Decimal System, man, like I remember those days.
Oh wait. I gotta.
And we're not going to explain the Dewey Decimal System. Go ahead, look it up.
You don't need it anymore, you know?
Well, you don't, but you should understand history or you're doomed to repeat it. My only regret, not in life, but when it comes to the Dewey Decimal System, is not okay. I had access. Our local elementary school got tore down, and it was like old, like early, like 1900s building. And it got tore down. A buddy of mine had like an inn, and he shot a music video in this building before it was tore down. And they had like all that kind of stuff in there, and literally it just got demolished with the building. And I wish I would have grabbed like the card catalog, like cabinet, because stuff like that is really cool, like antique-y, like those little drawers, and I don't know. I just wish I would have grabbed that. Also some magazine racks and whatnot. But yeah, it just all ended up getting demolished and thrown in a dumpster.
You say that, but in my house there was a card catalog. My stepdad was a retired English professor, and was, long story short, he was doing a lot of work in cataloging old stuff. And essentially we had one, like in his office. He had a card catalog so that he could have like reference to a bunch of different periodicals and
Nice.
things like
So
that.
he had his own Dewey Decimal System in his office.
Yeah, sort of.
Herman
Address?
Let's see. Okay, do you know what 10 Downing Street is?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
10 Downing Street.
For those of you across
What is
the
that
pond,
in reference to?
I'm doing that one for you.
21.
Occupation?
Yeah, freelance. I'm not going to tell Seth, by the way. You can comment, and he'll probably see that.
Yeah, let me know.
Or not.
School.
Don't do it.
I see.
School me.
All right. Your library card will be mailed to the address you gave me.
Wow.
In the meantime, take this
Nothing more
temporary
creepy,
card.
though, than being
You may
in an
check books
abandoned
out
elementary
the
school
library,
from your
but
childhood
only
with
4
complete
at a
full
time.
rain, roam.
That's about
No
as many
one was there but
titles as
us.
I can remember
Yeah.
And like a little
book are
mini
you
film
looking
crew. It was
for?
pretty crazy.
I mean, that's how
find the Joy of Hex?
malls are now. You know, I mean, it's just
dude, I would love to go to a mall and like just roam around alone.
Okay.
yeah.
Here
Well,
you
there's
go.
a
Anything
YouTube channel,
else?
multiple, that they go in like urban explorers.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
won't be needing
they
more books
like
just
check
now.
that stuff. It's so
Please
cool,
put
man.
the
It's so
lens
cool, and it's
back
spooky,
in
dude.
the
One
lighthouse.
my childhood mall, which is gone now. There's nothing left. I saw a video of somebody like going through it, and it was just really cool, man. It was just really, really cool. and but also sad, dude. Like I was like, oh man, like that's where I used to go to Sam Goody and get cassettes and things. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, 3 Sheets to the Wind. That's right.
I worked at the mall,
3 sheets to the wind.
for years.
I'll have to remember that.
I worked at the mall later in life
had
when
it
I
in this
was
card
like
catalog.
young. I tried. Well, I had a job at the mall, but I quit before I even started. That was at Lovesack. It's fine, dude.
Pardon me, miss.
I didn't want it, dude. I wanted to work at Cold
What
Stone
do you
Creamery.
want?
That's right.
Love Sack is a really cool place where
I'm looking for a book.
You will spend
book
too
are
much
you looking
money. Because
Yeah,
those
that's
were
right.
expensive, dude. They still
Yeah,
are.
dude. Yeah.
Could you find 3 sheets to the wind?
And do you know
Like
what
all the
3
cool
sheets
kid-
to the wind means?
I don't. It means you're wasted, but
Yeah.
it's
Here
okay.
you go.
that's
that's
the
it.
point. Yeah.
Anything
there's-
Okay, great.
yeah.
No,
Don't
what I was
read
gonna say is all the
books
cool kids worked at like
Remember,
Abercrombie
books
and
are the
American Eagle and
treasure
stuff.
of
I did
the
not. I'm not gonna say where I worked. I've mentioned it before. You go back and watch some other stuff where I reference it. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, man. Like, I wasn't a cool kid. I'll never forget. I did apply and subsequently interview for a position at American Eagle, but I was not one of the chosen ones. And dude, it was just the douchiest interview ever. It was like a group interview,
Mm-hmm.
probably for a seasonal position, and it was just like everyone was trying to like be alpha,
Of course.
and it was just super lame. And yeah, I don't think I even dressed the part, and it was just bad, dude. And I didn't get it, and obviously I'm still thinking about it all these years later. So
Sure.
it really left a lasting impression. So thanks, American Eagle, for not choosing
Did
to
you
employ me.
Did you wear that stuff like when you were younger and hipper?
Yeah, more than I would like to admit. And it wasn't, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's like a fit in type thing. I
Yeah.
was always like, I will say this, and not to like, I don't know, like, I was too cool. But like, I definitely have always leaned more into, I don't like to wear stuff like brands on my chest, if you will.
Sure.
So I was never the kid who had like
Aren't
a
you
shirt that
supposed
said
to be in jail?
American Eagle or Abercrombie across my chest. But I
You
would
must
wear
be
like their
confusing me with my cousin,
button
Guybrush.
down shirts and their sweaters and stuff like that.
Sure, sure.
So I never got into the whole
I
like
think there's a fire in the kitchen.
Really? I'd better check it
branded
out.
graphic T-shirt.
Sure.
I was more of a band T-shirt kid. Like I had some
Yeah, that
Dashboard
makes sense.
Confessional shirts.
Oh, DBC, bro.
Yeah, dude, and some stuff like
Those are
that.
my emo days.
Some My Chemical mixed in there. Reliant K. Shout out to the youth group kids. But yeah, man, that was more my jam. But I liked, I wore American Eagle jeans, with like some Vans slip-ons, But
Hope you got that reference.
I did not. I wasn't paying attention to
Oh
the
my
game
God,
at
dude.
all, which is the theme of this show. We play games and we don't pay attention to them at all.
That was an
And then
Indiana
we-
Jones reference. You're playing the game. You referenced it in a previous episode.
And then we give our 2 cents on the game at the end and tell you whether it's worth playing.
Well,
No,
and
what was the reference?
it was he was going to swap out the books. We swapped out the books, and he weighed them and took out a couple of pages.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely didn't catch that, but I would have caught it if I'd have saw it.
Well, and here's the thing, man. Okay, when we play, I've noticed this looking back at some of our older stuff. You always ask me, "Oh, did you see that?" I am staring at your screen watching you play. So yes, I saw that. But
Hey, man.
but clearly you're not, dude. You're not.
Different strokes for different folks, man. It's
What do you even look at, dude?
I think I was looking toward the left-hand side of the screen, which didn't have as much of the big fat governor.
He
in
takes
it.
up the whole screen.
I know, but I think his belly was more on the right side. I don't freaking know, dude.
All right. Welcome back to the Crypt.
What's funny about how, and I don't want to change it selfishly, But I think what's interesting, like from a psychology standpoint, and
pirate
I'm giving
quotation.
away a little bit. We've
Happiness
got
is
10
a
minutes, so we got
warm
plenty of time to get into
Sure.
this a little bit.
Kiss me, I've got scurvy.
We
Black Stallion.
chose the games that we wanted to play. It's sort of like a lottery system.
Violets are
Yeah,
blue,
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
roses are
what's
red,
happening,
Like a draft
what,
pick.
what we're
Red
like
eat lead,
seeing
Esther
unfold
leech,
in
mouthwash.
real
We don't
time
need
is
no
that
stinking
like the
mouthwash.
games that
Commander
you're
Buttman.
playing, Drew, don't interest me as much as the games that I'm playing, and that's by design, very much. So I get off on these tangents talking about like if I remember my locker code or whether I wanted to work at American Eagle, and you're over here nerding out over this game, and it is really
Old
fun
Bill
and
the
cozy.
acrobat. He
I go
lies
back
in
to I
here
think this
dead.
is more of a
Died
cozy
like we
game,
buried him, propped
but
up on his
like
head.
I'm not pointing and clicking,
Happiness is a
so it's
warm
like
manatee.
Right.
it's
Right.
it's interesting to me.
Kiss
that
me, I've got scurvy.
I did catch that though.
Kiss me, I've got scurvy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying like the game is beautiful, and I'm gonna say my thoughts for the 5th
Violets are
episode,
blue,
but
roses are red.
which is coming up next.
aboard.
Stay
Prepare to
tuned.
eat
It's
lead.
tomorrow, guys. For real. We post 5 days a week. This is literally a full-time job for us that we
Mouthwash.
don't make
You don't need no
Any
stuff.
money on.
any money on. So
But we do have merch available that we also don't make
don't
money
think it's anyone
on,
of
but
interest.
it
Yeah.
is more of like advertising, for us.
one thing we haven't talked
I don't think
about,
there's
and
anyone
I
of
think it's
interest in
a good thing to mention, and probably should be mentioned more often,
Mouthwash.
is
stinking
you
mouthwash.
can choose the next game. Or you can
don't think
have
there's
us
anyone of
play
interest
more
in
of any
there.
of the games that we've already played in a live stream.
I don't think there's
And the
anyone of
details
interest
of
in
that are in our description. That is the best way financially to support the channel. I think more
Yes.
importantly, though, is subscribing and actually watching these videos. And if you like them, drop us a line, validate what we're doing.
Silty.
Drop me a line
If you'd like.
Say that I'm fine side by side.
I think, well, maybe
Drop
we should just
me
stop
a
talking
line,
and we should just
say that
only,
you're fine.
we should just talk in song. This should actually become a musical.
Be mine. I don't know. I'm trying to remember like old barbershop tags.
Yeah.
We should nah, never mind. I was gonna say we should do one for like a short where you sing tenor and lead, and then I'll sing bass and baritone. But
Where we sing Defying Gravity in barbershop.
actually, there's a few I know of. Cruella de Vil is actually a really good. There's a good barbershop version out there that I like. And then Go the Distance actually has a very touching barbershop.
I love that song so
version.
much.
And what really sucks though, like for real, is
Well,
I
that's
was in a
enough for
quartet that actually
Hi.
requested that song to be written for us or arranged for us, and it was arranged for someone else.
Someone stole it? Do you think they stole your idea? Or
They
did-
are-
or
well,
it's just like,
The person that arranged it stole our idea and gave it to a quartet that is far more successful than we ever could have been.
oh, see, that's dirty, dude. That's some booty hole.
He's an old man,
dirt.
whatever. They're all old.
I'm never,
any barbershopper is old. You're old.
Yeah.
Even if you're 15 and singing barbershop, you're old.
You're an old soul, as they say.
And barbershop is a cult, by the way. Don't join it. All right? It'll suck up your life and take it from you.
Do you think you're
I
susceptible?
have the ashes of
to
somebody I'd like
cults?
resurrected right here.
I mean, I was when
Like
I was
if one
younger.
if one approached you now, do you think that you could be
I-
swayed?
The only way that I would join is to bring them down from the inside or some crap like that. But to be real, like I don't have time for that. I don't have enough time for the stuff that I want to do in my own life.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like,
So-
I want to join like an exercise group, and I don't have time for it. I'm like, that sounds exhausting. Conversing with other people that I don't currently converse with seems daunting.
Yeah.
A lot of work, friendships.
I was kind of thinking about that, man. I have in total, I would say I have you as my main friend, and then I have
Main squeeze.
and then I have 3 other friends. I know, right? I have 4 friends. Look at me go. The problem is the other 2 of the other ones live again far away from me, and we don't stay
Yeah.
in touch that much. And then I have 1 that's local, and I also do not stay in touch with my local friend as much as I should. Okay, we are going back to the cemetery. Yeah.
I'm not even going to name how many, but it's not a lot either. I'm definitely a close person. I might keep my friend group tight, but I do tend to chum it up with people at work. But what I found is that people at work, man, they're not loyal,
Human
man.
ashes.
And I've not been like super burned. I don't have like a crazy story or anything, but like people are definitely always out to like, I don't know, prop themselves or propel their careers forward and crap like that. So just
Absolutely.
be careful, like what you share with people. They typically will use it for personal gain. And then like when you're gone, dude, very few, I recently, changed jobs in like the last year, and people from my old job, I only talked to one or two, and one of them reaches out to me a lot, which is like really cool. And I need to reciprocate more often because he's a good dude. And like, that means a lot that someone would still want to reach out and keep up, because people don't, man, you get forgotten about, people move on with their lives. And, that's why when you find a real one, man, that's why Drew and I started this show, because we were always doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Just not with video games.
No. Just
we
while
were
we were
always driving
or-
around and
Yeah.
talking and having ridiculous and stupid conversations and
Stiff as a frozen foot long.
existential crises and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And
my soul is not at peace.
yeah, so
There is something I must do.
Yeah, man. And I'm the same way. And one of my I would classify as a friend. We met at work, yeah, man. I mean, it's again, it sucks. When holidays come around, we'll reach out and text. The only problem is that our friendship is very much based on a lot of what. Like because we both don't work for that company anymore, so we'll like pass and share news between each other, and that's how we interact. And then we'll chat every now and again about life, the universe, and everything for about 42 minutes usually.
which about the length of 2 episodes of Nerdling the Nerd.
Yeah, sure. I mean 50, but
Yeah,
there's at least 8 minutes of garbage that you don't need to pay attention to.
yeah, but who's counting? Confessional time. I do have a timer. I guess I've always had a timer, because your phone is a timer, kids. When your teacher said, you're not going to just walk around with a timer in your pocket for the rest of your life. Well, you know what? Joke's on them.
Yeah.
But I have a timer. But if you want a little nugget, a little breadcrumb, go back and you can easily see who was driving and who was co-piloting in our previous episodes of this series, because you'll notice that the ones that Drew was co-piloting, they're all very, very close to 25 minutes. The ones that I'm co-piloting,
Turn off.
there's at least there's a few that are like 18 minutes or like 26 minutes or like, and the reality is I forgot to set my timer until we were like 10 minutes into the episode. And I had to like estimate in my mind how many minutes we had already been yapping. And so there's a little bit of an inconsistency, but the cool thing is, and this is like an internal clock thing, I think, I always like compensated it in another episode. And so you still get 2 hours worth of content. I kept myself honest, but
sure,
it is a little funny because I edit a lot of this stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I must have been the one co-piloting that, because coming up a little short or a little long on some of those episodes.
My!
But that won't happen anymore, because I have my trusty little timer in front of me. We got a minute and a half here. I think this is a good time to say this is the 4th episode, so stick around. Tomorrow we're going to air the last episode, where we're going to talk about our thoughts on this game. It's on the IGN top 100 video games of all time list. Do we think it belongs here? Is Drew going to play more of it? Am I going to start it because it's in my Steam library? I don't know. Stick around till tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button. Follow the journey. From all of us here at Nerd Leading the Nerd. Come back soon.
Because we'll be waiting.
Nerd Leading the Nerd. We love to talk about all things nerdy. Nerd Leading the Nerd. We talk about pretty much everything we love here. Nerd Leading the Nerd. Seth and Drew are your friendly tour guides. Nerd Leading the Nerd. So sit back and relax and enjoy the ride with Nerd Leading the Nerd. What? Nerd Leading the Nerd.